Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Overanalyze, which is, of course, our beautiful Overwatch community coaching series. Of course, I'm Stalosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you'd like to send a video in for consideration to appear on this series, then do follow the instructions that are probably all over the screen right now. Okay, so we're going to look at a console game. It's been a while since we've done this, but what we're going to look at here is a Soldier 76 player, a Platinum player, and what we can do from this. And in fact, I want to just say, if you guys play on PC, you play on console, whatever, it doesn't matter. The advice in this video will still be highly relevant because this soldier does not know how to position himself, and it is killing me. Like, it absolutely killed me to watch this thing. I'm like, oh my god, it's going to drive you crazy. It's going to drive me mental. Anyway, let's take a look at the email before we get stuck into the team comp and discuss all of that good stuff. So this is what the soldier player says. Hey Sty, this is a match I had on King's Row that I felt decent about. These are the best games to send me, basically, guys, as well. Not games where like, oh yeah, I've got 80 limbs. Here you go, Sty, overanalyze. This is like, well, what? That doesn't mean anything. You got to send the games in that are average games, that are reflections of your actual performance. Anyway, he goes on to say, I feel like I could have done better, but I have also could have done much worse. The main thing I feel pretty bad about in this match is my ultimate usage. For instance, I keep getting shut down by the Rein shield 2 to 3 times that I use it. Other than that, I tried to focus on Pharah to stop her from shutting down our team. Thanks for watching. You'll notice there was no mention at all of positioning or anything there, which is the biggest problem this player has. So let's take a look at the team comp. When I just do this, there you go. Team comp, we've got you on Soldier, that's okay. We've got a Reaper, that's fine. We've got an off tank, we've got an off support, we've got a main tank, we've got a main support. I'm cool, whatever, that's fine. That's the way the game should always make us play, but whatever. Let's get stuck into this bad boy, and let's go. So, because it's on console, we don't get any of the voice chat, which is slightly annoying. I think actually PS4, is this PS4? No, this is Xbox, right? I don't know. Yeah, no, this is Xbox. It says a Y down the bottom. All right then, Pharah, this is our job, and what are we doing to the Pharah? So, we're firing at the Pharah, which is fine, but we're just, like, we're not pulse firing at her. Soldier 76 has weapon spread, and I think we're going to need to stop this, because I think you're going to do it again, aren't you? Oh, a little bit too focused on Pharah there. She didn't actually... Right. Let's take a look at this, and let me explain this very simply. So, give me my pen back. That is Pharah there. We want to fire at the Pharah. We want to kill her. What we don't want to do, because of the ranges involved here, like, I guess this is a discussion about effective ranges. So, let's just ignore what's going on in the background. Let's say this is our target. That is the Pharah. We need to shoot this Pharah, right? We're here. We're the soldier. Our effective range, so our range where we can... Well, soldier's effective range is... How can I explain this? Soldier can attack anybody at any range, right? He's hit scan, so he does damage instantly. But this range here, where that Pharah is out of our, let's say, optimal range. Out of our optimal range of doing damage. So we need to understand that by fully auto-firing at this target, we're actually not going to achieve anything, right? So let's just say Soldier's effective range ends here. This is about, I don't know, if you want to just throw some numbers out, let's say like 30 meters, right? That's Soldier's effective range. It's actually more than that, but let's just say 30 meters, Soldier's sort of where he's going to be doing maximum damage before he gets damage fall off. You'll notice the Pharah is way outside of this, right? So by us attacking her, we're not really going to do too much to her. We're not going to kill her at this range, but the idea is to push her away. But I think she had a Zen orb on her head. That is the problem here. That means we're never really going to do anything to her, so we need to get closer. But just firing at her is really achieving nothing, right? She's just going to heal up over time with the Harmony Orb. It's not going to be great. The other problem we've got here is when we fire at targets long range with Soldier, we do not just hold down the fire and we just do not hold down the button to fire and just shoot. We don't go fully auto. We fire in bursts. You sort of need to get into this pattern. This is a terrible illustration, but you get what I'm saying, right? So you go before your spread starts happening. You can tell there's going to be spread because your crosshair, if I believe you have it on, I'm pretty sure you do. Let's just play this, but I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah, you can see your crosshair gets larger. So that's indicating to you, uh-oh, we've got a lot of weapon spread now. We should stop firing. All right. So your team tried to push through the choke there, and Soldier, your Reinhardt just got obliterated, and we're standing here. This is so bad. I'm just going to play it. Let's just check this out. But this is so bad because we're actually not doing anything here. Like, look at us. We're focusing way too much. Like, that is not the... That is not the problem. Look. We're looking here. There is nothing there. Pharah isn't even there. When she's there, yes, we can look there. But to know she's there, we don't need to keep looking, right? There's like a Zen was poking us here. There's people messing around in this area. That's where our focus should be. But I don't like this positioning here. You're just sort of... You're not really doing anything. Like, I'd like it if you sort of went to the left here. You know, the high ground in the cinema? There's a window there. There's actually like a balcony as well. Like, we could stand on the balcony and fire down into there. Just get a bit of poke damage into them, you know, charge our attack visor. Also, as well, we could, like, go up here. So we're on top of the cinema again. We jump through the window and we can go around the back, and then we can get over here onto this high ground. So there's a lot of things we can do with Soldier. Just standing in the choke and firing forward is, like, yeah. Right. So let's see what happens here. But at least you know Pharah is your problem to deal with. So Farah's up again. We're going to start pushing her away, and we kill her. That's actually pretty huge there. And that was really lucky because we were just firing full auto. Maybe there's some element of aim assist on the console. I don't think, is there? I don't know. Is there aim assist? I'm not sure if there is. I don't know. But that was good. Good kill, whatever. That comes from you firing at the correct target, which is a lot of Soldier, right? All we need to do with Soldier is think about positioning, fire at the correct targets, know when to drop our biotic field. So firing at the correct targets, you seem to be okay about. Like, you know Pharah is your primary target, but you focus on her a little bit too much, at least during that initial attack phase. Biotic field, we'll get onto that in a second. And I just heard a massive loud noise. I don't know what that was. I think that was Battle.net telling me a friend has logged in. Beautiful. All right, let's talk about positioning now, because this is the biggest problem with Soldier. Right, okay. In this situation here, let's just play this, because maybe you put the biotic field down. That is a huge decision there. That's. I've got to show you why this is awesome. That is really awesome. This Pharah is looking for a duel, right? I know she's miles away, but look where she is. She's playing around this building, right? She's got a Harmony Orb on her head there. I'll just draw it so we can see it a bit clearer. And she's firing rockets at us, which are going to do splash damage if they don't hit us, right? We drop our biotic field because then we can duel her. While the biotic field is active, we can take this and we can just start poking her away and dealing with her. The worst thing we can do in this situation here is spam this barrier, because that gets us absolutely nowhere. What I would be doing right away here is focusing on the Pharah. If she disappears, then whatever, I'm going to fire into there. What I'm not going to do is use this. Using Tac Visor here is just completely pointless, because we're not in a great position. We're low ground. We don't have any high ground. Soldier is all about getting the high ground and bossing the enemy. When you get the high ground with Soldier, it's almost like you're cheating, ladies and gentlemen, because it makes you so much more effective. All right. So we've still got Biofield. It runs out. D.Va behind us. All right. This is a huge one, right? I've just got to go back here, because this, I don't understand why you would ever do this. Never run into a D.Va, because D.Va is just going to annihilate you at that range. So what we did wrong there is the D.Va was on top of us. Instead of running back towards our team, we turned around, ran towards the D.Va, which is very dangerous, because D.Va's got massive burst damage. Even with the nerfs, she'll kill you with a micro missiles and just the damage. And then when we ran past her, we ran back in a straight line. Problem with that is, let's just pause this here. The problem with that is she's just going to fly behind you and kill you. You have to zigzag. You have to run unpredictably when you're trying to run away from people. But the critical decision you made at the start, which was the wrong decision, was to turn around and run into the D.Va. She's just going to kill you. That's not what you want. In fact, we could go back to our discussion of when I did the effective range thing. D.Va, like, if we draw D.Va here, her effective range is literally there. It's right on top of her. So if you're here as Soldier, the worst thing you can do is run into this, because you're going to die. Oh, well, you might not die, but you're going to take a load of damage. What you need to do is do this. Get the hell away. D.Va cannot do anything to you unless she's on top of you. Right then, let's get going again. So we've killed the D.Va. Now, we haven't seen you use the Tac Visor just yet. One of the times to use the Tac Visor, or one of the key things you need to look for is... Right then, what I was going to say is one of the key things we need to look for is when D.Va gets demeched. That means, yes, we can Tac Visor, because D.Va can get rid of our Tac Visor with her defense matrix. The other thing is is Reinhardt, his barrier will block us. And you even said in your email you've got problems with that. This here is a terrible use of your Tac Visor. I'm going to play it because you're probably going to get kills. But let me just ask you something. At what point do we need an aimbot to shoot stationary targets? It's an interesting question, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, it is. It is. We don't. We don't need a Tac Visor to kill people in a Graviton, because we could have saved that for another thing. And what we're doing here is literally the worst use of our time. In Overwatch, right, this is another lesson. This is a video I'm working on for the channel. We need a plan. We have to have a plan. At every point in this game, you have to think to yourself, what am I going to do? What is my move now? Your plan right now is apparently to sit on the payload. That is not the good plan. Let me tell you about the payload as well. You see this here, 4 people on payload, right? You only need, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, everybody listen to me. You only need 1 person on the payload, and that will either be one of your supports, or it could be your, I don't know, in some cases your Reinhardt, for example, but you would expect those guys to push forward. This is what I want you to do. I think what we'll just play this and I'll explain. You know where the high ground is on this map. We all know where the high ground is, right? It's up here, right? That's where we need to go. If we're up in this high ground window, yeah, and we get onto the high ground here, what can we do? Well, we can fire down into the enemy, can't we? Like, you have literally done nothing here where you could have ran forward, you could have poked the enemy, you could have got more TAC Visor ult charge, you could have been on maybe 30% ult charge right now. Instead, we're holding this position where we just sort of... I don't like this position. That's a nice Helix rocket, though. Didn't really need that, Zen. That was a bit of a, like, I don't know what's going on there. Why are we not firing? What the hell was going on there? Fire! All right. It seems we're doing it again. We don't. Right. Okay, good. I was about to go off on one and say, look, you got a kill off Zen. And how did you get that kill? You ran forward and got the goddamn kill. Standing on the payload, what is this achieving? Yeah, oh, nice stats. But your stats will be better if you have better positioning. Look at this, look at this, look at this. It's driving me wild. What? That's not where we want to go. Oh. Right, we're doing it. We're using the payload for cover. I want to show you something, though. Let me just see if you back off and show us the payload. Oh, you're going to jump on the payload. All right, whatever. I'm going to pause it. Soldier 76, from this position, and this is a pro soldier tactic, can Helix rocket jump, yeah, from the top of the payload up to this high ground. So to give you a little bit of illustration of this, what we've got is the payload here. The high ground is there. You're here. You can jump up here with the Helix rocket. Soldier 76, when he's up here, is mega powerful because he can just fire down onto absolutely everybody. It's very hard for the enemy team to get rid of you, right? Standing here is maybe not great. The easier thing you could do is get this sort of high ground here. I mean, it's not high ground, but it's slightly elevated. It's going to give you some protection. You could maybe fire from this window, but do be aware they can come around from behind there, which we need to be, well, obviously aware of. So let's see what happens. So we're just walking forward, firing into a D.Va. We get killed by that. Like, should we have really died from that? I mean, it was crazy off the Pharah, and I don't personally mind that she just used her barrage to just, like, kill you and then everybody else killed her. She basically threw that away, which is what we want to see, right? That's fine. But if we had a better position, maybe we would have seen her coming, would have heard her coming, and we wouldn't have been in a place where she could just wipe us out. It looks like Reaper's just killed everybody with Death Blossom, and it looks like they've got a Bastion swap, so like whatever. So I mean, look at these stats, right? These stats are pretty good. These are pretty juicy stats. You know, this is what I like to see. Low deaths compared to eliminations. That's good. Damage is bronze. I mean, that's, you have to ask yourself why. Like, I'd expect more damage. A lot of that is spamming barriers. So, you know, if we had high ground elevation, we wouldn't be spamming as many barriers as we were. But all in all, not bad. But positioning is crap. Ultimate usage, well, we didn't need to use the TAC Visor when we used it, so it's like, whatever. Right, let's talk about positioning again. What is this position? What is this position? We should be behind on the high ground, not here. Because what are we doing? Like, if they had a Widow, what would happen now to you? The Widow would... I'm not saying it would kill you, but the Widow would put pressure onto you from there. You're just standing here, full auto, firing into the window. It's just horrifically bad. So that's unlucky. But that charge off that Reinhardt was stupid. Right. This is what I wanted to show you. because you know about the high ground. See this lovely bit of high ground there? That's where we want to be with Soldier, or we want to be further back. Now, this high ground that I just showed you, this one, can be a little bit dodgy, because if they've got a Widow, she might pop you instantly, which is not great. A way to kind of get around this is you can use the ladder, the stairs here, and sort of just pop up and down. But it is risky if they've got a Widow. If they don't have a Widow, then you can stand there. What are they going to do to stop you? The other place, and probably the safer place, the better place, is further behind there, like over here, right? You know where it is. Over there, that is a nice, safe place to be. Worst place to be is where you are right now, because you're just standing in the open. You're making yourself exposed. Like, it was a stupid charge of that Reinhardt, so we get the kill. All right, so we're going after the Pharah again, which is okay. Your biotic field use, I think, is pretty fine as well. You're dropping the biotic... I think what's happening is you're staying with the team to heal them, aren't you? I think that's what's going on. It's like you're trying to supplement their heat. Ooh, unlucky. We should have got the kill there. We should have got the kill. That was an accuracy problem, but hey, you know, work on it. You'll get better. You'll get more accurate. Yeah, I think we're staying with the team so we can drop biotic field down to supplement the healing, but we really don't need to do that. You can rush into the team and drop it if you really need to, but staying with them, But hopefully you understand why this is a ridiculously bad position, because all we're doing here is waiting for the enemy to just get ultimates and kill us. We don't want that. We don't want to die. We also need to see what ultimates we've got on our team. Like, I wish you would bring up the score more, actually, in the game. And just like... Moira's always going to be a difficult one. This is like this is just killing me. This is some bad positioning. Like, I know it's the old cliche thing with overanalyzed. It's like bad positioning. Imagine if you were up here on this high ground and you pressed Q, or Y as it appears to be on Xbox, and then you just slammed the point with Tac Visor. How would they stop you? They've got a D.Va here where, worst case, D.Va has to come up, but D.Va just used a boost, so she's not going anywhere. It would have been beautiful. Instead, we're just in the middle. We don't know what the hell we're firing at. It's a massive cluster, and it's just going to shit, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're, like, walking back. Our team are getting kills, so it looks like we're going to be okay. We drop the heal field. Moira in the back is just going to die. But we should still push her, because we've just won the fight. Pharah comes back. Which is full... Like, this full auto spray, you've really got to stop this. You've got to really... get used to the spread pattern of Soldier. I do like that, though, right? That is you taking the initiative a bit there, just taking a little peek, seeing a Zen and killing him. I do like that. But this position, like, we all have... let's just play it. We all have a very... We almost died to that because of our crappy positioning. But we all have the same amount of time in every game of Overwatch, yeah? It's how you use that time. Yes, you can be mechanically good, right? Have really good accuracy, really good aim. But... if you are always doing something, if you always have a plan, if you're always thinking about what you should be doing next, it just makes you a better player. And Soldier is dead simple. Get the high ground, right? So when the fight is finished, think to yourself, am I in the high ground? No, I'm not. This as well is really silly. In fact, no, it's not. I'm off my face because you got people on the point. I was too busy ranting about Soldier. Like, Soldier, get the high ground. That's what we want to do almost all of the time. This Tac Visor is... I know why you did it, because you're trying to do the big hero play of kill everybody on the point. But you also know by the email you sent me that you fire too often into a Reinhardt barrier. It was a waste, right? You know it was a waste. We all know it was a waste, so let's just not talk about it. But getting the high ground, like, look, where are we here with Soldier? What are we doing? Like, why are we not on the... There's high ground behind us. We can run through the pub behind and get the high ground. Instead, we're just standing here, taking damage, when there was even our Reinhardt behind us. We're not even using his barrier. So, look, we've got to focus on getting the... Unlucky. But would that have happened if you had the high ground? I don't know. We've got to focus on our position. We need to get the high ground. We need to look for certain cues to use Tac Visor. That is, D.Va is out of mech. Reinhardt is not there, or his barrier is out of position. However... the way to get around Reinhardt is we've got the high ground, yeah? So we can spam Tac Visor above the barrier in some circumstances. We need to stop using full auto because we're just full automatic fire. Why are we Why are we going this way? Good God, man, go this way and get the high ground. It's going to be the death of me. Oh. You know what targets you need to be firing at. But you're making a mess of yourself by not having good positioning. We just... this is just going ugly. Nice D-Mech. Another thing as well, when we D-Mech D.Va, we don't need to kill her. Just leave her. Because D.Va does nothing when she's baby D.Va. Oh, God. Oh! Like, when she's baby D.Va, she does absolutely... Oh, that was unlucky. That was really unlucky. Like, I guess I should speak a little bit about splash damage on Helix Rocket and how to duel a Tracer. But, I mean, you kind of know how to do it anyway. Like, you would fire at the Tracer, and if she gets near you, try and predict where she's going with the Helix Rocket. It's going to do 120 damage if it hits her. If not, it's going to do splash damage. So, you always try and, like, Helix Rocket the Tracer, basically, when she's on top of you. Because she can be a pain up the arse to get rid of. All right. Let's think about our positioning here. It's kind of okay. We've just broke it down, so we're going in. We get Earth Shattered. It's just like... Probably was odds on that was going to happen. But, like, what can we do, you know, about that? We kind of needed to go in there. We could have been a bit further behind, maybe. Whatever. Like, with hindsight, that's fine. Like, I can't... Or I don't expect people to be constantly predicting what ultimates the enemy are going to, like, have. Because I honestly believe you can get straight into High Master and into GM, really, by just playing the heroes that you play correctly. That means knowing where you need to be and knowing how to use your ultimate and knowing what your targets are. Like, we... Like, here... Like, what are we achieving here? We need to push forward. Like, my main issue with your play is you're not aggressive enough. Like, you need to... Like, I always say this. It's easier to be aggressive and then learn to be less aggressive than it is to be just straight out aggressive. Holding that position you were there is not great. Like, we're now starting to push forward, so that's not too bad. But think about positions we could be in. Like, I want you to turn around and get that high ground. Your focus of the Pharah is good. Like, even to the point where the enemy team should have swapped the Pharah. Oh. But for some reason they keep persisting with it. Whatever. So that was that was actually a decent fight, and I'm glad you didn't use your Tac Visor there, because Tac Visor is something we can use in the next engagement. Okay. Baby D.Va, just leave the Baby D.Va. Leave the Baby D.Va. Leave the Baby D.Va. Do not kill Baby. Do not, this isn't Baby Driver, but do not kill Baby. Do not kill her, because she does nothing. Like, just leave her. Just leave the kid. She's got two choices, right? She goes and kills herself, or she tries to farm a mech back. Well, she's got three. She tries to kill herself. She tries to farm a mech back, or she goes and swaps and spawn to get the mech back. Well played. I like that. You know, I like that. I like that you're willing to take a duel with the Tracer. Because you should do, right? The Tracer needs to, like, headshot the crap out of you to kill you. When you're in the heal field, you're quite annoying for the Tracer to deal with. But our positioning here, like, remember what Reinhardt just did to us, yeah? He just smashed us with an Earth Shatter. Is he coming close to Earth Shatter again? Maybe. But we are here on the low ground. We are so susceptible to a lot of enemy ultimates, and we don't want that. We want to be as safe as possible. That's a nice kill on Zen. But we want to be as safe as possible. Like, why are we not going around here as well and firing through that door into them? Because will they expect that? Yeah, they'll turn and they'll see us and they'll shoot us, but we'll get a bit of damage off. We'll get a bit of something off instead of playing it really, really safe. I rest my case, Your Honor. I rest my case. This wouldn't happen if we had a better position. Why have we Tac Visored? We've Panic Visored. That's what's happened there. We're like, uh-oh. I've just been hit with an Earth Shatter. Oh no, two of our team have died. I shall save the day with my Tac Visor. Oh wait, no I won't. Because Reinhardt will press right mouse button. Or whatever it is on console. Is it B? I don't know. I don't know. He'll do something. And you're screwed. But like I said at the start of this video, it doesn't matter. Like, if it's on console, PC, whatever, the same positional advice, the same, like, what you need to be doing in the game, the same Overwatch knowledge, it just applies on every platform. And your positioning is bad. Bad. Right then, we're being forced back. You know, there's not much more we can do here. We're going to die, probably. We get the kill, that's cool. Actually pretty huge. Then we start focusing. Like, you are... I like the way you focus down targets. I just hate your positioning. Like, can you see, like, where I was pointing out areas you should be, you know, like here, look, maybe taking up different positions like here or over here. That gives you much better line of sight, much better fire position than where you are right now. I know right now a team fight is breaking out and it's overtime and whatever. It's all said and done, it looks like. But if you were resetting your positioning up to the high ground there, especially when the payload was further around the corner, that would be way better. You would get much more damage into the enemy team. And you just be performing better as a soldier player. So it looks like we're coming to the end of this, but it's pretty obvious here that you're going to take the win. Like, from here, you can Helix Rocket onto that high ground, and I would totally go and practice doing that. Or just practice Helix Rocket jumping, because I've not seen any of that off you yet. So there we go. Hopefully you bring up the stats so we can have one last little look at the stats. All right. Victory. Good statistics, because we've not died as much. Like... One of the things when, like, none of this matters, right? Gold medals, whatever, who cares about this? You can have games where you don't get medals, but you play out of your mind, or you do things that you know have changed the game. But the one thing we can take away from this, like, ignore the medal. Like, okay, damage medal, maybe not entirely true, because I did kind of speak about this a little bit earlier on in the video, so let me explain this. For a DPS player, especially Soldier, because Soldier is a damage-dealing DPS, right? Somebody like Genji is not. Genji is there to finish kills, right? He's almost like to secure kills and assassinate people. Genji's damage output, like, he's not piling loads of damage out and doing, like, Soldier-level damage. He's just never going to do that. So you almost always want to be trying to get silver damage or gold damage with Soldier, because that means you're playing good, right? You've got good positioning because you're putting a lot of damage into the enemy. A Reaper's obviously going to do quite a bit of damage. Zarya can as well when she's charged. These three, not so much, right? However, let's just take a look at some of the stats here. This is what I like to see. 37 elims, 7 deaths. This is really good, because this means we're getting a lot more eliminations than deaths. The worst thing you can do in Overwatch is die, ladies and gentlemen. Do not die. If you die, well, you can't do anything, right? It would be, oh, look at the teams right now, right? It would literally be this. If that's you dead, yeah, well, it's a 5v6. It's the worst thing you can do in any situation in Overwatch. What I want you to do, though, is focus on your positioning. Think to yourself, have I got the high ground? Or, to make it dead simple, why am I standing with the team? Do that. Do that to yourself. You will be way better. It will just make you insanely better at this game. Once you realize your position's bad, you start being able to do more damage to the enemy. You'll start getting more eliminations. You'll start getting more ultimates. Then you'll start using your ultimates from the high ground. It will just make you a way better player. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And remember, if you'd like to send a video, I'm going to choke. Oh, God. Dying. I'm dying. Send your videos. Bloody hell. I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo. I need a drink, man. Oh, my God.